The following video contains copyrighted materials not owned by Late Night Warriors, but are used for review purposes protected under US fair use law. So please don't delete this video. Well, Gumball fans, this is the end. The Amazing World of Gumball ends with the Inquisition that perhaps isn't as inquisitive as we would hope. This series finale is centered on the live-action Superintendent Evil, who plans on setting the school away from its cartooniness to make everyone in it more realistic. However, with much of everyone's failure in keeping to this leader's high demands, he has no choice but to take the nuclear option of literally making everyone in it as realistic as he is. Who else but Gumball and Darwin would make their way to protect the school from this unsubtle figure? By the way, it's Rob, who later falls into the void. Others weren't kidding at how this episode as a series finale fell short. I mean, you can only do so much in 11 minutes, I guess, but the latter half of Season 6 did have a focus on closure somewhat. For example, we got to see some closure on what happened to Principal Brown and Miss Simeon's relationship since things weren't looking too bright based on episodes prior. We got to see the inner workings and ultimate fate of the Rainbow Factory. And also Mr. Robinson, with Gumball and Darwin finally realizing how hateful he actually is towards them. Yet this finale didn't bring much satisfying closure at all. We still have some unanswered questions out there, like whatever happened to Gumball and Penny's love for each other? Why would Rob turn Gumball into a live-action show on Cartoon Network? Why is Molly missing again, or oh wait, there she is. Or hell, where even is Tobias' sister Rachel? Remember her? Despite all that, it did give closure to an earlier episode of Season 6, The Future, where Banana Barbara is kidnapped by Rob in an attempt to find out the true future of Elmore. If you don't remember, Banana Barbara has a clairvoyant painting talent as shown all the way back in Season 3. It turns out that her paintings really do shape the future. And while Rob was trying as hard as he can to change the future of Elmore for it to survive, the theme of the world going against him continues and therefore he couldn't. Hey, did you know that the show is named The Amazing World of Gumball? And how his world has constantly been going against this throwaway character? I think I'm onto something, but back to the Inquisition. I think it's okay as a regular episode of the show, yet as a series finale, there's kind of a lot left to be desired if it's supposed to serve as the closure. Aside from being mildly funny as Gumball tends to be, it ultimately tops off as a, well, that happened kind of episode.
I think that's quite enough. Thank you.
What if this actually isn't the end, though? Now, truth be told, the creator of Gumball, Ben Bocculett, has gone his way on Twitter to say that it wasn't his choice to end the Inquisition, or I'd argue the show in the way it ended. There's this feeling that Ben's ideas for the show were beginning to get more and more rejected by his executives. In what ended up being Season 5's finale in the US, the news, the TV news reporter Kip turned into a living newspaper rather than staying as a live-action character, with Ben and Richard Overall, who played Kip, saying how they were the only ones who liked live-action Kip. I can't help but wonder how salty their boss or maybe even fellow crew really were if he warranted a last-minute change. But I guess it's unsurprising that higher-ups would be thwarting creativity. This does leave me concerned about the latter half of Ben's tweet regarding the Inquisition. But know that if we do the movie, everything lands in a pretty cool way. If they do the movie. Animation is hard work, and it's unfortunately hard to say if Cartoon Network Europe will be open to make a film based on a now-finished show, let alone one they force last-minute changes on. Even Ben and series director Mike Graves aren't sure if it's gonna get made. The best we could do right now is get our voice out there and let Cartoon Network know that there is a demand for Gumball to have a film and better ending. Just know that the Inquisition isn't the end that was truly meant to be for Gumball, and that maybe, even if it ends up taking a big online petition or bugging Sion on social media for it to happen, we'll get some proper closure down the line. But as this decade's coming to a close with several iconic shows staying within it, it's perhaps for the best that long-running shows like Gumball do so pretty soon. They have definitely had quite the run of highs and lows and reruns, unless you're Steven Universe, And even if those lows stuck out like a sore thumb, these are mostly comedy cartoons we're talking about, and at least they've kept us entertained in one way or another. Whether it's through well done or heavily unique animation, or with a surprising amount of lore and or drama to focus into, or ultimately to just enjoy the humor they have, I hope we continue going beyond what's been put out there. Enough to where it's clear that animation isn't just strictly for kids or adults, but it's for Hey, things could be worse for animation. Wait. Ah, shit.